Okay, I'm going to show you how to deconstruct a Shimano 105 STI gear shifter. You can see I've already taken the rubber hood off here. All I did, I'll just reverse that. All I did is while it was in position, peeled the top off and peeled it back like that. It's quite tough to do. That'll just come off and it'll unravel itself. You can use a little bit of washing up liquid and water in there just to make it easier. You can also heat it up with a hairdryer, which will make it softer. So once you've got to that stage, first thing I like to do is, often you'll find like a little bit of sellotape or tape around there. You can take that off first. Undo this little fellow. He wants to come out. Keep them in a little container. So the next thing, if you look underneath here, you've got a little recessed screw bolt. Not sure of the technical word for it. Often these are tight, so sometimes it's helpful to soak that overnight in a little bit of WD-40 or oil, and you'll find if you try and ease it, yeah, this one is tight, so get a little bit more leverage this end. Here you go. You can hear the creaks there, just how tight that is. And you make sure you don't lose any of these little components if you can help it, because you need them obviously when you're putting it back together. There he is. Put that in there. And then you'll see this axle here. You can knock, what you need to do is knock that out. So all I do is I use a little Allen key adjuster on this side, put that there. If you're not too bothered about minor scratches, then this is acceptable. Give it a tap. These can be a little bit tight as well. There we go. Now what I do is I knock that all the way through, wait for that to drop out. Just when you're putting that back in, you'll be able to see the groove there that your little bolt fits into when it's in situ in there. So when you're putting that back in, you put it back through this way to fit there, and you can see that where the bolt goes in. So that's just a little pointer when you're reconstructing it, and then you carefully pull this out, making sure you don't lose any of the parts. There's a couple of springs in there, and then just deconstruct it. Simple as that. You'll have a spring, a large bushing which will go on the larger side there, and a smaller bushing for that side. Just pull those out. Usually do it with your fingernails. Then we go over to the front. You see a bolt here. Off we come. And just be careful you don't lose these little washers. Now hold this cupped in your hands, because there's a spring in here. You don't want that flying all over the place. Just ease it off. Don't have to force anything, but they can be a little bit tight. There we go. Hopefully this one's gonna, yeah, there you go. Now that almost bounced out my hand, so what you'll see is a bit of bushing. On the left hand side, which is what this is, it's quite a thick bushing. Well, it doesn't look thick, but it's comparatively thick. On the right hand side it's thinner, so just remember which way around they go, and make a note of which way the spring goes in. Put that in your box. What I like to do is, when I'm deconstructing these, I like to keep all the left and all the right in separate boxes, when I'm cleaning them, just to make sure that I'm getting, such for example, the spring in the correct side, because these are mirror images of each other, things like that, and I get the bushing in the correct side. So that always helps if you just makes it simpler to keep them separate from the start. And then if you push the inner lever out, you'll see a screw in there, and we take that one out. These can also be a little bit tight because they've likely been in there for years. Hopefully it won't thread. The Phillips, isn't it? Well, this one's coming out not so easily. Probably a lot of pressure. I wonder if I need a better screwdriver. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. Have I got it? Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Again, we make sure we hold everything and it all just doesn't spring apart. Because if this falls apart and drops apart, falls out your hand and drops on the floor, there you go. It helps to have a magnetic screwdriver. Drop that in the box. What can happen is you can lose some of the components in here. Namely, there's a little black square. There it is. That thing. You need to keep that in the box for later on, and what you'll see now is lots of goo and grime, and as you can see there's lots of goo and grime here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these out. Use whatever cleaning agents you want, WD-40, you can use white spirits and then WD-40 degreaser, as long as it's clear, clean, and then you can use something like a lube, a Teflon lube afterwards when you're reconstructing it again. So to reconstruct them, it's the reverse of that. I might do another video of that, but for the time being, that's how you deconstruct these things. Okay, see you later.